Ever wondered what you'd do if a catastrophe disrupted your everyday lives? FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, has listed some key tips to keep you and your loved ones safe. Ask yourself, are you truly prepared if a natural disaster struck? Are you equipped to keep you and your loved ones safe? Number 1, water and water purification supplies. Having water and ways to purify it is super important during emergencies. It's not just about having a few bottles stored away. It's about being fully ready for times when our usual water supply might not work. So, how much water do you need? You might have heard about the 1 gallon per person per day rule, but that's just the start. You need to think about things like where you live, how much you move around, how old you are, and if anyone in your family has special medical needs. For a family of 4, you should aim for at least 12 gallons for 3 days, but really, you should try to have 56 gallons for 2 weeks. And don't forget about your pets or extra water for cooking. What kind of water should you store? Bottled water is the easiest, but you have to store it right. Keep it in a cool, dark place and use it before it gets too old. You can also go for commercially packaged water. It usually comes in bigger bottles and lasts longer. And if you're in a pinch, you can collect rainwater. But you have to purify it before you can use it. Speaking of purification, let's talk about your options. Purification tablets are great. They're light, easy to use, and kill most germs. Water filters come in different types, like pumps, gravity filters, and straws. They're good at getting rid of bacteria and other tiny things, and some can even stop viruses. Boiling water is also very reliable. Just boil it for a minute, or 3 if you're at a higher elevation of around 6,500 feet, and then it's safe to drink. But this is not enough. What if you run out of stored water? You need a backup plan. Know where you can find water in nature and how to get there. Maybe set up a way to catch rainwater so you always have some, and always keep purifying equipment in your emergency bag in case you have to leave home. And one more thing, teach your family about this stuff and practice it together. It's not enough for just one person to know what to do. Everyone needs to be ready. Number 2, non-perishable food. This is really important, especially with all the uncertainty these days. It's about making sure you and your family have enough food for any long-term emergencies. We're talking about being ready for situations that could last from 6 months to a year. This isn't just about throwing a few cans of beans in the cupboard. It's about being smart and strategic. First things first, you need to figure out how much food you need. It's not the same for everyone. You have to think about everyone in your household, their age, health, dietary needs, and how much they move around each day. An average adult needs about 2,000 calories a day, but if you're planning for a whole year, that's somewhere around 730,000 calories per person. That might sound like a lot, but with the right planning, it's doable. What kind of foods should you stockpile? It's important to have a variety. You'll want grains like rice, pasta, and oats. They're good for energy and easy to store. Don't forget about beans and lentils. They're full of protein. Canned goods are handy too. Fruits, veggies, and meats. But watch out for too much salt. Seeds and nuts are good for snacking and have healthy fats and proteins. And hey, don't forget about some treats like chocolate or coffee. They can really boost morale in situations like these. Number 3, types of generators and fuel stockpile. We also need to be ready for any power outages, so let's get into what you need to do. Make sure you have your generators and fuel ready. Dual fuel generators are the way to go. They can run on both gasoline and propane. Brands like Champion, Westinghouse, and Duramax are good choices. Why dual supply, though? While gasoline is more efficient, it doesn't last long in storage. So also keep some propane, since it can sit for a long time without going bad. If you're preparing for a year-long emergency, you'll want about 500 gallons each of propane and stabilized gasoline. Remember, your average generator uses about 1 to 1.5 gallons per hour for a medium-sized unit. Don't forget about solar power. Investing in a good solar setup with efficient panels and a big battery bank can really help you. Make sure your battery can handle a few days without sun. Using solar power during the day and a generator at night can stretch your fuel supply. Maintaining and operating your power sources is super important. Run your generators regularly, at least once a month, to keep them in good shape. Change the oil and filters as recommended by the manufacturer, usually after every 100 to 200 hours of use. Stock up on spare parts like air filters, oil filters, spark plugs, and belts, and learn some basic repair skills. Here's a crucial tip. When running generators, make sure there's good ventilation to avoid carbon monoxide poisoning. When using these generators, be environmentally conscious, use containment trays for smaller containers, and regularly check for leaks or corrosion. Have a plan for dealing with fuel spills and make sure everyone knows what to do in case of a fuel-related emergency. Number 4, medical supplies. I need you to listen up because this is something that can make all the difference. This isn't just about having a few Band-Aids and aspirin laying around. It's about being ready for anything that comes your way. Make sure you have bandages ready. You need a good mix from small adhesive bandages for little cuts to bigger gauze pads and elastic bandages for more serious injuries. Aim for about 20 to 30 adhesive bandages, 10 to 15 gauze pads, and a couple of elastic bandages. These aren't just for covering wounds, they're your first defense against infections. Next, antiseptic wipes and creams are a must. You'll want around 20 to 30 wipes and a tube or two of antiseptic cream. These are super important for cleaning cuts and scrapes and keeping infections away. Don't forget about adhesive tape. A couple of rolls should do it. It's essential for securing bandages and gauze in place. Scissors and tweezers are also key. Make sure you have them ready for cutting bandages and removing debris from wounds. Pain relievers like acetaminophen or ibuprofen are essential for managing pain and fevers, so stock up with at least 100 tablets of each. If anyone in your family takes prescription meds, have at least a 30-day supply ready. You'll need digital thermometers, splinting materials, burn gels, and tourniquets as well. Knowing how to use these supplies is just as important as having them. Consider getting some basic first aid and CPR training for you and your family. Keep emergency contacts handy and remember to restock your supplies regularly. Number 5, communication tools. Having the right communication tools isn't just convenient, it's a lifeline. Have a battery-powered or hand-crank radio at hand. You know how we usually rely on the internet and TV for news? Well, in a crisis, those might not work. That's where these radios come in handy. They don't need electricity, just a few cranks or some batteries. They're like your trusty sidekick, keeping you updated with local news and emergency broadcasts. You'll get evacuation orders, weather updates, and more info that could save your life. Then there's NOAA Weather Radio. Designed for emergencies, this radio gives you real-time alerts about severe weather, like tornadoes or hurricanes. It's like having a direct hotline to the National Weather Service, helping you stay safe and act quickly. Cell phones are super important these days, since they are your direct line to family, friends, and emergency services. But their battery life can be a problem. That's where backup power banks and solar chargers come in handy. They make sure your phone stays charged, even when the power's out. Power banks give you several charges, and solar chargers use renewable energy when there's no power outlet around. Remember, in a crisis, information is just as important as food and water. These devices aren't luxuries, they are absolute necessities. Number 6, hygiene and sanitation supplies. This is something most people would not even think about when prepping for emergencies, but it's super important. It's not just about staying clean, it's about staying healthy and safe. Make sure to stock up on soap and hand sanitizer. We all know how important hand washing is to stop the spread of diseases, right? But what if you don't have running water? That's where hand sanitizer comes in handy. Make sure it has at least 60% alcohol to do the job right. And when it comes to soap, pick something gentle on your skin, especially since you'll be using it a lot. Next, oral hygiene. Make sure to have toothpaste and toothbrushes ready. This isn't just about avoiding bad breath. Poor oral care can lead to serious dental issues. And trust me, you don't want to deal with that during an emergency. In times like these, going to the dentist should be the last of your worries. Let's not forget about feminine hygiene products. It's really important to have a good stock of sanitary pads, tampons, or menstrual cups. These items are often overlooked, but they're vital for women's health and comfort. Another basic need is toilet paper. If you run out of TP, you'll have to resort to alternatives like baby wipes or paper towels, which aren't great for your plumbing, so keep a good supply. If you have a little one, diapers are a must, whether disposable for convenience or cloth for long-term economy. If your plumbing goes out, you'll need a portable toilet. It could be as simple as a bucket or something more advanced. Don't forget plastic bags and disinfectants for safe waste disposal and keeping surfaces clean, especially after they've been in contact with bodily fluids. Kitty litter might sound strange, but it's great for emergency waste management. It helps absorb liquids and odors. Now, why does this all matter during emergencies? Because it's all about keeping yourself safe from everything that can harm you. Poor hygiene and sanitation can lead to the spread of diseases, which is a bigger risk in closer quarters or when healthcare is is hard to reach. Not only that, but being able to clean yourself and your surroundings plays a huge role in your mental health and morale in stressful situations. Want to learn more about how you can prepare yourself for emergencies? Click the video on screen now to discover the 11 non-perishable food items perfect for emergencies. These foods never expire, making them your reliable go-to in times of need.